Okay. I'm sure it is recording. So anyway, if it's not, you miss out on the first few lines. Never mind. Okay. So the universe is already telling us there's something wrong. So there's something wrong with our water and there's something wrong with the metal. So two elements already. We already know that because, we can go, it's very easy to vilify people, but I'm looking at this as the purest form of astrology. It's 4 pillars, it's solar. So solar, if you think about it, solar is the sun that's shining. And who is that sun shining for, or what is the sun shining at? It's us humans here on earth. So as you grow up, you end up finding out, why you were born and then what you're here to do. And that's the influence, okay, from your parents, etc., the environment you live in. So whoever leads a country is also who the influence from them, the energy from them, is what we have to live by. Or they're like the parent, the authority in that sense. So for instance, like the ruler of whoever is ruling over, that kind of thing. But our rulers are broken. So that's like having parents that are broken. You didn't break them. They were voted in broken. That kind of thing. And we know that from the things they have done. Now, keep in mind also, as one person once said to me, you are under no obligation to be the person you were 5 minutes ago. Okay. So because life happens, and now life is, you can't make the plans to live your life. You have to put it on hold. Why are you putting it on hold? So I've got a lot of questions from everybody, and I've explained what metal is. I've explained what water is. Yet for some people it's still a little bit not sure. So I thought I would do it with, I do have a lot of knowledge, but when I am passing it down to you sometimes it doesn't work. Like, you're not going to understand it because you don't live in the 5 element world. For those that do, they do. And I'm explaining it as easy as possible. All right. So there are a few things, and I've jotted down points so I don't forget anything. And if I do, you can always ask. So you're not planning your life because you're in this lockdown, and you're finding it hard to breathe, like you're drowning because of the energy. So let me explain to you first what these energies are. So if I explain it as an element, let me go down here. Something's going to unplug. Got to save it. All right. So let me explain to you. So the year is metal and the month is metal. That's 2 metals. So metal this is the calligraphy of it. Okay. So what we have is the top line. It's whoever rules, whoever's ruling at this moment, or when this year came in, whoever it is, that's the top line. The ruler has a sword. So that sword is off with your head if you don't obey the rules. The Hail Hydra type thing or whatever. That's what it happens. If you don't obey this sword, then you will be locked up. Can you see that? That's the prison bars. You'll be locked up. That's the prison bars in that way. Now, how are you going to get out of prison? You actually walk out. Okay? Hence the marches that are going to happen, or have already started happening all over the world. We've had 2, I think, marches so far all over the world. Nothing bad has happened. All right? So that's what this is. Now, for me to explain this, the metal, I've told you metal is IT. Metal is the sword. Metal is the mouth. Metal is also the lungs. The lungs then connect to the large intestine. So all the crap you are being fed, etc., not through the metal but through the water, which I will do in a minute, you're holding it in. If you hold it in, that's the worst thing you can do. Dismiss it. Control, Alt, Delete. Get rid of it. Or pass it on if you want someone to know this information. So this metal is also IT, as in apps. The apps are listening to us. The apps, you feel like something, the app shows it up straight away. It's like, oh my God. Okay, so where do you find metal? You find it in the dirt. It's hidden. And yes, I know I'm speaking fast. You can always look at it later. So you find it in the ground beneath. And in the ground beneath, we always pull out the coal. And under pressure, that coal from the darkness, under pressure, it turns into a diamond. You are not under enough pressure yet to walk out. Not yet. Tomorrow is going to go, and then you're going to think otherwise, okay? I'll get to that. This is very long, this. So that's how this works. The coal, you're going to come out and shine, meaning you're going to walk out of this prison, okay? The metal is also an antenna. So your mind is telling you elsewise, but you're like, then you switch on your TV or your Facebook or your social media and it's telling you you're going to die if you don't get the vaccine. The metal is also the vaccine. That vaccine, though, it's telling you it's hidden in the dirt. It's coal and it's not going to get any better. That also means metal, yes, it can be microchipped. It can be all these nanoparticle, whatever, all that sort of stuff that the AI Bill Gates tells us about. Don't take me off for saying that. So that's where you find it. The lungs is how you breathe. You can't breathe normal now. You have to wear a mask. So do you see how the year is pointing out? The year is, this is what it is about. You've got to go with it, and there is a threshold. Stay with me. So how you breathe, you're gasping for air, stuff like that. Okay. The needles contain the water, which is the next part of this calligraphy of what the U represents. And through the needle, it is water delivered through the skin. That's the same thing. The skin is also this metal, right? You wash it, it shines, it looks beautiful, blah, blah, blah. You put cream on, that sort of thing. Well, that's not happening because now you're washing it with what is hidden, the water you're washing it with, the sanitizer you're washing it with. I'm not telling you not to sanitize. I'm not telling you not to vaccinate, none of that, okay? So please don't send me any shit because I'll just delete it. I don't give a hoot. I'm explaining it from this way. Stay with it or move on. Yeah. So then, hidden in the darkness, the people at the top have imprisoned us and hidden in the darkness like a coal. So we're not allowed out because we now have a curfew, okay? Now, the other side to this is a romance flower. So this is the travel star and the other is a romance flower. So the travel star means you're not going anywhere, you're imprisoned until you walk out. But you can't walk out because your hands are not there, your hands are tied. There's no hands in this, okay? It's just walking out like this. So no hands. And is that not happening? The year is panning out like it's meant to. Then we've got the next one is the water. So with water is nothing is what it seems. So this is how water starts off. It's nice and smooth. Then you get a little ripple, okay? Okay, I can handle a little ripple, not a problem. No. Then it's a tsunami. So the people at the top, that's how they do it. Start off slowly, then. There's a line in this as well. So you can't go past this line, but you are going to go past this line. Okay, so there's a ripple, but the depth here, you don't cross that line because what's down there is very, very hidden. Okay, Leah. So that's how it works. Now, if you look at the shape of this, that's your ear. The ear is what you're listening to. The ear is what you hear. Now, what you hear then also affects your kidneys, your sexual organs. Yeah, no, everyone's getting some, but some aren't. So, yeah, doesn't matter. It's a balance, so you really can.